Good evening, blood suckers and children of the night, and welcome to a fantastic new session of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip and I am the Dreadmaster, and surrounding me are tonight's guests. Say good evening, players.
Good
evening,
players.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Totally super.
Friday. It's great.
Friday.
Gotta get down on Friday. Still haven't listened to Rebecca Black's new album.
I feel like you've said that several times.
I know.
I feel like every Friday you're remembered of it. You're reminded.
Zane was just asking about her today.
Dan talks about her a lot.
Somebody mentioned she's with her. Oh, because it's Friday.
Yeah, gotta get down.
It's a very clear reason why she's coming up. Well, everybody, tonight we have a lot of fun to be had. I'm very excited about tonight's game.
Mm-hmm.
I also am, as I see, we began to reference in chat. I am also always excited about the Addams Family rap. I think it had a different name. I think it was called Adam's Groove.
91.
Golly, all everything else aside, Addams Family Values is also super fun. But that first Addams Family movie, it's like imagine that it's 1991. Remember what the 80s had been? And then that movie comes out and just be like, okay, that's amazing. It's so good. You don't think what?
That was...
I don't remember what the 80s were like.
That's true.
I only spent...
No, you spent no time in them, remember? Yeah, you spent no time there, remember?
I don't remember the 80s.
There you go. Yeah, Dan.
I barely knew the 90s. I am but a teenager.
Gross.
I remember.
Hey, Zane, that's gross.
At least.
Yeah, Zane. I don't remember the 90s. I remember the 90s because when you are depressed and have trauma as a kid, you block it out.
Well, when I think of the 80s, I think of listening to my MC Hammer tape on my Walkman over and over again and wondering why it got slower and slower and slower as time went on. And then I realized batteries.
Oh god. Oh yeah, Walkman's going low about. Oh my god.
Yeah, it would but it's really subtle.
Yeah.
So and then and it can't spin the tape as much, so it wobbles a little bit. It was great.
There was something about. I definitely. There was also an interesting vibe of I remember when I got, because I had a Walkman for a long time, and then I remember when I first had a Discman, and how walking at a moderate pace would cause the Discman to just skip like hell.
It's terrible.
Imagine
jogging.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Well, in any case, enough of a walk down memory lane. Let's walk down memory lane, Bryant. So I'm gonna open one of these
for all those people who were in fact born in the 80s.
There you go. Maybe I should stop opening these and only open them on space-related games. Should I open 21 or should we hold off until it's space?
Do whatever you want.
Well, then I'm opening it because what if it's the exact die we need tonight? This whole row, by the way, is the perforations are too is not well cut in the perforations because I keep ripping it. We have a percentile die with stars on it, so that's exactly what I needed.
Wait, what? Do we need D20s tonight?
You need D20s tonight. We're in a 5e system like we've been for the past several weeks.
I don't know. You change things up all the time.
It's true. However, if you might have noticed that I started with a slightly different opening this time. I didn't say, boils and ghouls or goats, specters and spirits and all that stuff. I did a vampiric one because tonight, though we are still in paradise, we are cutting away from the action that we saw last week, where major events occurred, where our friend Alvin Theodore had several people brought to him for judgment, and he wound up saying the 13th name. 3 of the people he brought were summarily executed by being dropped out of a thing or rammed into walls. They have been buried. He also... but he said the last name of a person, and I believe the last name is John Lane. I should have made a John Lane joke rather than a Lane Bryant joke, but here's where we are.
John Lane Bryant. Memory John Lane Bryant.
I think it's memory. I think it's John Memory Lane. Then you add Bright. Now it's like there's 3 things in there. The point is, John Lane is not present, so the Drifter has had to go back out. The battle is raging. Alvin Theodore is stuck in the tower with Gilbert Parison and a woman named Ava Rojas. The others were all killed for their crimes. But there are 2 graves unfilled. One will be filled by John Lane, but the other is I think maybe the second name that was said, maybe the third, is a man named James Breton, a character who's been appearing in these games a long time, though he's only appeared in an actual stream, I think, once or twice. He is an old friend of Etienne Rene, a gentleman. Oh, actually, that's someone who, who back when Etienne Rene lived in this domain, Moses, you would have heard. That's the guy who was married to Sarah Quill and all that stuff. Back when he lived here, he had a friend named James Breton, who was a real gross jerk person, and he is being he's apparently being protected by vampires. Ooh, how will this fit into things? What an interesting question. So we are looking away from those pivotal events, and instead we are cutting over to visit with some vampires. You may also notice there are a couple of familiar names here, and we may have some more as the day goes on. But Lauren and Zane are playing characters who they once had, who were slain by Hopfin. I believe, Zane, is it correct that Buster Anders Anderson was your very first character in Blood from a Stone? Is that correct?
First character. First time I even showed up on Twitch.
There you go. Well, I completely neglected to do this, so let me just, I'm going to put this into our chat again. For Lauren and Zane, your stats for tonight, you can just go to, if that's not visible, you can just go to that webpage there. That's what you'll be using for your stats. You may have a couple of things where I'll give you extra points on certain skills, but that's kind of the idea. So.
Ooh. We're hotter than this picture, though, right?
Yes, sure.
Say yes.
Okay, well, sure. You're...
Right? Are we the pretty vampires, or we...
You are all very pretty vampires.
Thank you. That's all we need to know.
Very pretty vampires.
That means a lot.
So there's not... I don't really have much to sort of say beyond that, but I am going to be reading... I will beg everyone's indulgence, because it is special, and also because I love it so much.
Indulge me.
And I don't know the next time I will have I don't know the next time we'll be in Paradise when I will have a full vampiric setup like this. So I kind of need to make hay while I can. I'm going to be reading a somewhat longer invocation tonight. I might be overcome at some points and have to sing part of it because I love it so much. So, with all that in mind, the dread clock sits at 13. Blorp. As we begin the invocation for chapter 85 of Blood from a Stone. Go break a heart, or your heart will be broken. Go betray a friend, or else get betrayed. Grab your chance before it's too late. If you're prideful, you must not be afraid. Better to batter than to be eaten. Use your elbows or get jostled yourself. Better to eat than to find you've been eaten. No one cares for you, so care for yourself. Now our life in the darkness is over. We'll be dancing in the rings of the sun. We are sure of our goals and know which path we must take. We don't live, we don't die, but we are wide awake. We are in motion. And soon the world will be one before you know it's begun. So all of you out there, watch out. How we're gonna advance, watch out. We've got the world in our hands, watch out. You're gonna see the vampires dance. You're gonna see the vampires dance. We drink your blood, and then we eat your soul. Nothing's gonna stop us. Let the bad times roll. Paradise, on Main Street, halfway between the large, dusty mountain that rises on one end and the strange space-age starport that has overtaken what used to be a library. If you walk past the oddly tropically themed hotel that used to be the Redfoot boarding house and now has a slightly different energy, you will eventually come to one of the most popular stops here in Paradise, one we've never actually ventured to in-game. It is a movie theater called The Rogue. The Rogue is a movie palace, that old tradition, and as far as anyone knows, it has a single screen. A single screen that plays primarily horror films ranging from B-movies of a 50s variety to slasher films to old classic black and white movies. One such black and white movie is actually playing tonight. It's a film called The Vampire's Lament, starring R.J. Arthur. 1931, 79 minutes. You might notice that several individuals are headed towards this screening of The Vampire's Lament, clad in ornate masquerade gear, to watch this midnight movie. It's not necessarily something that is known from that film, but people dress up at the Rogue, so it's not completely uncommon. Several of these figures don't go into the main theater. They head downstairs, perhaps pausing for a moment to watch the thrumming jugulars of the excited young individuals who head inside. But they instead go to a different door with velvet paneling, heading downstairs to the under theater that was built here, beneath the Rogue. Occasionally people come and view films here, but for the most part the under theater is for private screenings. And lately, it has been showing the same film nonstop. In a town like Paradise, where the Stone Man is looking for certain kinds of individuals, it can be hard to stay hidden. But as Cormorant Steel, Madam Ether, Darius Calmblood, and Anders Buster Anderson head downstairs after a night of feeding. Not, you didn't get full because you know you're going to a party, but you wanted to make sure you had a good baseline. You all enter a theater. On the screen, you can see projected in glorious black and white a beautiful scene depicting an old masquerade ball with several people wearing masks very similar to your own, gathered around tables, chatting and dancing under chandeliers burning candles. There are other people here in the theater, but no one is taking a seat. Instead, they're sort of milling around. Some might greet you for a moment. But you know that you are here for a party. Behind you, a familiar voice, one who all of you have known rather intimately at different times, says, "Oh, good evening. It is so good that you all have made it here in time. Were you just having a look around outside a bit?" You all turn to see a sort of tall, slender individual with kind of a androgynous blonde haircut, currently in a sort of currently using sort of female pronouns, she, her type identity based on the last snack she had. But this is Hopfin, and Hopfin is the sire to all four of you. She's the one who bit all of you. So she says, it is so good to see you all, my lovelies. So are you prepared for another night of revelry and safety? No one was observed out there, were they?
I don't believe so, and might I say you are looking radiant tonight.
Oh, Madam Ether, for you to compliment me when you are so exquisitely beautiful yourself, it would bring a flutter to my heart were it still to beat.
And she'll go up and kiss her on both cheeks.
Oh, wait. She pulls you in. You have fed on blue-collar gentleman in his late 30s, early 40s.
Yes.
Works with motor oil. Ooh.
He does. An interesting aftertaste, but, I can't resist a rugged man at times.
I completely understand this. Sometimes we all have cravings, and we must give in to them. Hello, Cormorant. It is good to see you.
Yes, always great to see you too, Hopfin.
Of course it
Live.
is. I hope that you will be regaling us once the festivities are a bit more limited to with some of your stories, some of your writing, perhaps an excerpt from your latest book.
Yes, quite. I got some quite, shall we call them, dripping pages for you.
Oh, you do enjoy the wet pages.
Yes, wet novels are my speciality.
Wet novels sopping so much one could wring them dry.
What is the point of dry literature?
A very good question. Darius Calmblood, it is so good to see you, my friend. Shh. Oh, forgive me.
My character rubs his cheek on the wall. These colors, they speak to me.
Oh, well, I am very sorry that we will be stepping into a circumstance in which, I am sorry that we'll be stepping into a circumstance in which color will be a bit more lacking.
The lack of senses is also a type of art. I feel inspiration everywhere.
Of course, my friend. I am so excited to see more of your pieces. Perhaps you will create something for us with some of our other guests. And my friend Buster, she puts hands on both of your sort of arms. It is wonderful to see you again.
Hopfin, it is always wonderful to see you as well. Wondering, who were we expecting at the party this evening?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize, Buster. I know sometimes you don't exactly pick up on the darker implications of my words. I'm talking about those upon whom we will feed.
Oh, that sounds remarkably delicious this
It
evening.
will be, but we also wish for them to have a lovely time until we tear into them. Don't we?
I've dressed for the occasion.
I see.
Perhaps I should change so I don't get too much.
Don't
Blood.
worry, Buster.
No.
If you get any blood on you, I'll lick it off.
Oh, Madam Ether, I am so glad you came into my life.
As am I.
I'm sure many people come in your life. So, I think at this time, you all should enjoy this antechamber, as it were. But before we go to our safety for yet another night of delightful, blood-drenched debauchery, I Mazamisa, do you remember
Yes.
Oksana?
Of
She
course.
comes to us often, but of late she has been off on her own, lamenting her one true love. It is
Yes.
so heartbreaking, and yet I am becoming more and more worried about her well-being. I went to her and visited her at a hiding place today, and I asked her to come tonight, sleep with us in the safety of this place where the stone man, who suddenly hates us and our kind, cannot reach us. Do you think she will come?
I would hope so. She has partaken in several of our masquerades.
Oh, she
before.
has. Yes, she has loved them, but, well, I will speak of this once we are inside, but for now I cannot say anything about it. I'm going to go in. Take your time before you join me. Auf Wiedersehen, but the video will be most soon.
Wiedersehen.
She steps to the screen, and then Hopfin puts a hand upon it, then another, and with a strange sort of shift, she passes into the image. She turns around, now flickering in celluloid, and waves to you all, and walks deeper into the image.
Well, I'm excited. I don't know about you all. I didn't snack much earlier, so we could really pig out this evening.
I can't wait to dig in. And she'll go up to Buster and pull him in and kiss him very
Oh,
sensually.
Wonderful.
Yes, by all means, the passions are quite inflamed tonight.
And I just want to put
Honest-
my hands all over Buster, say, Buster, the shape of you, quite inspired.
Oh, thank you, Darius. I'm feeling very flattered this evening, and passionate, Cormorant.
You know, this reminds me of a scene from my third novel.
Yes, well, wasn't it inspired by us?
Well, you could say that life imitates art and art imitates life, but it's like the chicken and the egg.
Of
Who
course.
comes first? I believe it might be you, Madam Ether.
Always. I demand it.
She often, if by now you guys have entered, so I have visually done this, but as you all step in, you find yourselves in this strange black and white grayscale look as you hide here in this film, where the vampires have been hiding. Because here, you don't even have to do that, Lauren. I've done it. I've done it natively. If you look at the thing, yeah, yeah. So as you all find yourselves in this masquerade, the energy here is different, and there is this strange spot of. There's this strange spot of light on one side of the room. Occasionally it changes. This is often when whatever camera exists and is making this space alters its position. But for now, you can sort of see this bright light shining in one direction, but you can see the only color visible to you is a few points of sort of like, you can kind of see this, like the red seats of this under theater out there. But there are several vampires here, all in their masquerade garb. Hopfin is here, walking around, greeting everyone. Some vampire musicians are playing, the typical kind of like, just gothy music that vampires love to listen to. And you are all able to dance and enjoy yourselves for a few moments. There is one individual here whom I will leave it to each of you to have your feelings on. Madam Ether and Anders Buster Anderson, you both knew this man because you used to attend parties at the home of his friend Etienne Rene. But James Breton, the boorish man is here, kind of sort of off on one side. He is not wearing a costume at all. He's just kind of talking to a couple of vampires and saying, it's just preposterous that we can't just get on to the fucking and sucking yet, if you ask me. Oh, look. More people I can't feed on. Hello, Madam Ether.
Hello, your face looks strikingly distasteful tonight, as usual.
It is. This is so boring. I hate it in here.
Yes, an immortal life. How boring.
This is a immortal life for me with a few more,
Oh yes, I forget.
tags attached, isn't it? And, Madam Ether, there is an interesting quality to him, which I will sort of reveal now. James Breton is not a vampire.
That's right.
James Breton however, James Breton is a partial vampire. He is drinking blood, and he's having blood consumed, but he is remaining alive. Hopfin is doing this for some reason that the rest of you are not sure about. You know that if you try to feed on him, you certainly could, but, like, it doesn't quite... you've probably tasted a little of his blood here or there, because, like, he still is a pretty good lay, but, like, you haven't... It doesn't taste... It's not, like, there's something else is going on there. Something strange is happening with him. And he's just kind of... So he's also, unlike the rest of you, he is drinking alcohol. And just, you know, is just pounding that away.
James, it's great to see you here again. I think you'd have more fun if you dressed up a little like the rest of us.
Yes, well, I'm not a child, so I don't think fancy dress parties are a fun activity.
Oh, I'm not a child either.
Well, you're acting like one.
Well, sounds entertaining, I guess, to be a child at a party. Where's the pizza?
Do you think that's why my wife won't? Do you think that's why she hates me so much? Because I wouldn't give her a child. Do you think that's that horrible? Do you think that's why she stepped out on me? Do you think that's why?
I couldn't comment on relationships. I'm still building my network, if you will. But
I really wish someone would kill my wife. Just throw that out there to all of you. I understand she's very strong. Her rage fuels her. They say her rage is my fault. They say that all of my dalliances, please, my dalliances is just natural business that gentlemen cannot do with their friends. And he kind of gestures to Madam Ether without looking at her. That's just what men do. But they say that this drove my wife to such rage that she's become barbaric in nature and impossible to kill. Can you believe they lay this on me?
Can't imagine why.
Yes, it seems like you lack the imagination to lay anything on yourself.
You, the writer, oh my god. Oh, I really thought vampires would be more interesting, but you're all... Ugh.
Insufferable?
Yes.
My good sir, could you talk a little bit less? I can't stand being around ugly.
He just takes his bottle of gin and just walks over to the other thing to complain to some other people.
My, he does get more unlikable by the day.
Hopfin, behind you, says, yes, he becomes more unlikable, and yet he is necessary. Or deeply useful. I suppose nothing is truly vital or indispensable, but James Breton presents us with a different kind of security and opportunity.
Like, what, if I may ask, please?
Mr. Breton, though still human, and now in the process of becoming vampiric like all of us, and therefore under my sway, as you all are. And of course I never mistreat any of you or use my influence over you in undue ways. With him, I might be willing to be a bit more... Well, to take a page out of your book, Madam Ether, and be a little bit more dominating. But to turn him into what I want, for him to retain some of the elements that make him as a living being useful is a more delicate process. It requires a long transformation, slow intermingling of his human heart-beaten blood with our own vampiric ichor. And as such, we must continue putting up with his boorishness.
Well, perhaps we could turn a therapist for him. He seems to need someone to talk to about his anger.
I am a blood-sucking fiend of the night, but I would curse no mortal being to an undeath of such agony being a therapist to him.
We're gonna have him frumping around. Can we at least dress him up? He's really bringing down the vibe of this place.
This is reasonable, Mr. Breton, she sort of calls out. You need to put on your mask and your costume. Otherwise, you cannot participate in these activities and you will go hungry. He stares at her across the room with this just ice in his look. Fine.
Madam Ether will turn on her charm and grab, I guess there would be like a mask or something around, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And so she'll walk toward him and just say, "Oh, come now, let's have a little fun, shall we?" And she'll hand him the mask.
All right, but I want to do that thing I like to do.
Fine.
Yeah.
But you have to be nice to me. Otherwise, I won't be mean to you in the way that you like.
Well, fine.
Can I sneak up behind him
Sure.
without him noticing and just give him 2 sprays of perfume and just say, "Trust me, this will help. You need it."
Sure. So make a stealth roll. So what you're going to do for this is a D&D roll. You're going to grab your 20-sided die. It's the one that is the faces are made of triangles. There's also the D12 where the faces are made of like pentagons, and they are often confused. But I think this will be your first D20 roll in any of our games. In fact.
Yeah, it's because I think I got it. Yes.
Perfect. All right. So give that a roll.
Bing, bada boom. I got a 13.
13. So, fun little thing about this.
Shit.
When you roll a 13, we do this.
Well done.
So,
Good
Oh
man.
shit! I'm sorry.
no, you're great. You're great. Zane, would you roll a D13 on his behalf?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much for kicking us off. We had none last week, so that's so exciting.
Yes, Darius, we really appreciate the work you're doing here.
The 3.
All right, so no horror surge, but not that a horror surge would be a problem for you guys. You guys would laugh and rip the things apart since you all have 85 hit points. And
Gosh,
if
that
you
would have
didn't,
been amazing.
if you didn't notice, you also regenerate 10 hit points at the start of each of your turn, unless other things happen to you.
Finally, I can play
well,
a
thank you for our
Roses
first-
level character.
Thanks so much for our first Nat 13 of the night. You also, with a 13, your stealth is a +6. So you have a 19, which is over his passive, so you are definitely able to kind of like drift up behind him, and you can... And he... Ooh. Fine. He puts the mask on and kind of basically just eye fucks Madam Ether and walks away.
As Darius walks back over, I'll say, "Darius, old chap, yes, I was going to suggest a similar thing, but I do think Old Spice would not have done quite the trick."
So, you see some movement beyond the light in that sort of colorful square against one wall. And as you all sort of turn to look, you notice the light suddenly is shining down at different angles. Sometimes it's suddenly very close to people. You have all been to masquerades here a lot. In fact, you do spend most of your days safely here in this film that has been running continuously in the Undertheater for you. So you're familiar, but you don't often have these masquerades where you bring people in and just pick out. But you've done this enough to understand that right now the camera is changing perspective so that the people in there think it is a movie and not just a static shot. However, with your vampiric ears, you can hear low voices sort of speaking as someone is leading people in and saying, So I know that you were here to watch the Vampire's Lament, but if you're a real cinephile, we have a different vampiric movie playing down here, and you hear people go, oh my god, I didn't know there was another theater at the Rogue. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, I can't wait to tell my friends. Yes, of course. This way. And you see people are sitting in the theater, and Hopfin kind of quietly says, our guests. Very soon they will be joining us in our narrative. Well, shall we put on a show for them? And at this point, she claps twice, and the music begins to play a delirious waltz. So as you all begin dancing, switching around, no rolls are made. Actually, screw it. Everyone roll a d20, because we're just hunting for more 13s.
Yes, that's the kind of action I was talking about.
16.
That's a 12.
Oh,
Are we adding a modifier?
You are adding a modifier, but it's like a 5 modifier for everyone, just to kind of
14.
14. Great.
Yes,
3.
plus 5 to
3.
1.
So honestly, so appropriately, everyone is great but Buster. And in fact, Buster, as the rest of you dance and the camera's going, Buster, you begin to notice that rectangle of kind of like light burning in there as like the light of the thing seems to be like focusing on you more, and you hear laughter coming through it. As if everyone is like, and you even hear someone like, oh my god, what an amazing scene of like light comic moment to contrast with the gothic decor. Just some real insufferable like film bro. So anyway, as this is going on, I'm actually going to ask Lauren a question.
Yes.
Oksana was invited to this party tonight. She's hiding elsewhere in town, not with other vampires, which is dangerous, but she has a lot on her mind. Do you think if Hopfin went to her and said, please come to the big masquerade tonight, we're going to eat a bunch of people, do you think she would have joined?
I think she would, but not for the purpose of consuming people, but because she feels very lonely.
Understood. So at this time, if you will please change your character momentarily to Oksana. Oksana, you enter the Rogue Theater. You are wearing a costume. As you get to the door, you hear a voice say, oh, sorry, could you hold that for me?
She will look behind her.
There's a woman. She's wearing a huge cape, this big cowboy hat, and she's got this like dark like Zorro mask on. And kind of, she looks like, honestly, like, it has some, like, it's almost got some, like, masquerade, like, embellishments, but she's got this energy, like maybe she's going to a masquerade ball, but she's gone sort of cowboy with it.
Can I smell her to see if she's a vampire?
Sure, make a perception roll. That is a-okay. You have a plus 3 to that, so roll a d20.
14, so 17.
She smells of... She has a very rich scent to her. But you can't really tell. You scent tobacco and like gun oil. She seems very interesting. The other thing, Oksana, I will not put anything on Oksana. I know that clearly Mabel had certain feelings, but this woman... Well, I guess actually Oksana's taste may not be, because Oksana really liked just like pretty girl, but
pretty dainty.
there is something about this woman that is she's very charismatic, if nothing else. She's very, like, you can tell that she's attractive. Whether or not Oksana's specifically attracted to her energy is up to you. She also does seem to be tossing a very thin cigar to the side. Could you hold that for me?
If you're looking for the movie, it is over there.
Oh. She kind of like puts a hand on the door, leans all sort of Leans all slick, remains laconic. Well, I'm looking for a different movie than that one.
And who invited you to come to the cinema tonight?
I didn't know I needed an invitation.
Would I know the process of people coming to these?
You believe just all the vampires come to it.
Let me meet you back here in a moment. And she'll sneak in and can she like clip the door closed?
So, I mean, she was just walking into like the main doors of the Rogue Theater.
Oh,
so like,
okay.
So like you're at this thing, so she's saying it, but like you do get the impression she's already indicated she wants to go elsewhere. So you want to go in that door without her.
Okay, yeah. So I'll leave that door open, but I will just immediately walk quickly toward
Okay.
the door.
She sort of just shakes her head as you go. You enter that door. At this point, we're going to stick on her for 1 second as some person who's watching the vampires lament just kind of comes out and is saying, like, I just really think that this is R.J. Arthur's, like, most interesting role. I think he really humanizes. And then she pauses and looks at, oh my god, are you here on the wrong night? Because your costume's amazing, but this isn't a Western. And the bounty hunter says, well, that's my kind of you to say, thank you. And, yeah, Oksana. So you're downstairs. You go downstairs, taking this sort of like staircase down. You find yourself in that theater where there are 7 or 8 people sitting kind of like throughout it. There is a vampire you know. Do I have a name for the vampire? I don't. Will I roll one right now? Sure.
Yes, what are those letter rings for if not for rolling random names?
It's true.
This vampire's name. Ooh. But we have a Darius. I was going to say Doria, because I was going to do Dorian Gray, but Doria. Now we won't do that. We'll say Deanna. Keep it Troy. But Deanna looks at you and kind of will say, oh, late arrival, huh?
Hello, Deanna.
I haven't taken anyone in yet. You want to follow him in? Anybody you're interested in of these?
No, not tonight.
Oh, Oksana. She like takes your hands, your freezing cold hands in her freezing cold hands. You gotta loosen up and have some fun. Listen, we all heard what happened, you know, with your ex.
She is not my ex. Oh, does she know?
And at this point, yes, we will reveal that Oksana, here's what you know. I'm gonna do we all know blank. I'm gonna do like in a movie where like I'm gonna say the information that you'll have heard before. So here's the information you have to go. We all heard what happened with your ex. How she's taken on a big job over there and wherever she is, but that she killed a vampire to do it. So if she's gonna do that to someone who's way stronger than you, there's no way things are gonna work out with a staker.
Well, I have killed people. She is a person.
Not
if she
from
can
what
forgive
I
me for
hear.
that.
I don't think she's a person anymore, remember?
Well, she is still who she is.
All right.
And I do not need your judgment.
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying.
Deanna, listen, I came here just for some company. I'm just going to go in and maybe have a drink and just see where the night takes me.
Understood. Well, you're gonna have to wait a minute, unless you want to freak out a bunch of people. We gotta ease them into the idea they get to walk in. You know what I mean?
Fine.
And everything. And for the record, Deanna is someone you could ask about. You know, like. Remember why you came down here so quickly or whatever?
Oh, right. Haven't been in this head for a while.
You're fine.
By the way, there is someone upstairs trying to get in. How do you say? A cowgirl.
Ooh. Somebody up front goes, shh.
Yush!
We're gonna start too early. Oh shit, damn it, hold on. This whole thing I've been so wrong on. Whatever, we're just leaving this black and white. I was supposed to change this back to color. Damn it.
Anyway, there's a cowgirl upstairs trying to get in. I did not get a sense that she is a one of us. So, we may not want to invite her, so to speak.
I think we should invite her. She's either one of us, in which case cowgirl, or she's not, in which case cowgirl.
Very well. Would you like me to retrieve her?
Go retrieve her, but I'm going to cut back to the thing down here, and next time I will switch back to color for the next Arxana scene. I'm genuinely upset that wasn't in color. All right.
Well, fix it in post.
I don't know that I can. I'm not sure that I can apply color to this recording. I could go the other direction, but I don't think I could plug it in.
People on Reddit that'll do it for you.
So we'll cut back inside. Where James Breton is being boorish. You guys are in the midst of dancing. Anders Buster Anderson, you kind of danced however you did. But that dance is over, and now the camera sort of on Hopfit as she talks to you about, the excitement. Tonight's ball is going to be special. We're going to bring in some guests from another realm. You hear voices outside saying, "Oh, it's going to be a seance, I bet." Hopfit. So, but I was wondering if before we begin, perhaps, Darius, could you show us one of your new paintings? Cormorant, perhaps you could share with us some of your writing, if you were interested.
It would be an absolute delight.
Wonderful. Who would like to go first, and what will you be treating us to?
I'll let Cormorant go first.
Yes, so this is an excerpt from my newest fiction novel. It's entitled The Wreath on the Doorframe. And as you might imagine, it has a bit of a holiday tilt towards it. But I figure, why not? It'll be a bestseller for everyone around the holiday season here in Paradise. And, well, would you like me to read Chapter 1, Chapter 2, or Chapter 17?
Could you not read Chapter 13?
Well, I was going to save that, something that you might have to purchase, but of course I can read Chapter 13.
I think it is a special enough occasion. Wouldn't we all love to hear the 13th chapter?
Oh boy, I would.
Very well then, Chapter 13 it is. So, and then Cormorant will kind of stand there and leave hands behind his back and close his eyes, and he will recite Chapter 13.
Cormorant, you're going to have double proficiency on reciting your stuff. It is a.
I believe they call it expertise.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna push back on the weirdness because of the way you did the book. The feature is only called expertise. It's never referred to as expertise in the rules of stuff. Like for other things, it always says add double your proficiency bonus.
That's correct.
Semantic nonsense right here. I'm a pedant. So Cormorant, you are going to add double proficiency to charisma, so you get a +7 on these rolls.
All right. Yes.
Yes.
That's a total of 9.
7 is a total of 9.
Yes.
Oh man, so perhaps Cormorant, the reason that you didn't want to read Chapter 13 is not so much that
it's not quite ready for the public public consumption.
It's clear that it's not that ready, and some character names seem to change in the middle of it. And
well, Chapter 13 must be a certain kind of climactic point, and
understood.
so it must be fully ready to go. 13 comes last.
So it's very slow and kind of weird, and you hear voices outside going, "Why is this part so boring?" And you hear another person say, "It's a Brechtian alienation exercise." In any case, Corbett, you sort of do that, and there is polite clapping from various people. James Breton starts going, "Boo!" Oh, right, sorry, I have to be a good boy. Fuck it, I don't care.
Madame Ether has made her way to Buster and has like looped her arm in his, and is just observing.
That guy's lucky that he gets to. That was fucking crap. That was stupid. I don't care about anything at all. God, when they bring the blood, that's the more fun part anyway. Hopkins like, patience, my friend. Darius.
So I'm assuming this is like my piece is already here. Like it's
Yes,
pre-prepared.
you've been living here, so you can pull one out of. Yeah, for sure.
So there's a giant rectangle draped in some elegant cloth, and I walk up to it and rip it off with a flourish, and it's a giant canvas and it's pure red. And I say,
Interestingly, here it is pure gray. But yes, continue.
"Oh, pure gray, pure gray," which makes it more interesting. I say, "This piece, it came to me in a vision many months ago, and it's the blood of 13 different beautiful people, all different shades brought together, and I think when you look at it, it's truly just something you can get lost in. You can almost really taste it.
All of you,
The deepest red I've ever created in my life."
all of you sitting here, there is this like you feel yourself kind of like aroused by this thing, and Hopfin will
Making you all horny, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know,
Hopfin
it's
sort
like
of
the
walks
second
over
time.
to it and says, "It is a blend of 13 different bloods, and yet, see how here it is. It is just a beautiful solid mass. I suppose all blood is grey in the dark."
I just want to caress my hand on his cheek and say, "That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard."
Aye, and you have created among the most beautiful things I've ever seen. There is so much beauty in the world, sometimes it makes me want to bite. She steps away intensely.
Yes, Darius, quite evocative stuff, my fellow. Great work.
Indeed.
Yes. James goes,
Thank you.
"Well, it's a solid circle. What's he talking about? I mean, it's lovely, thank you." God. People out there say, "Oh my god, this is so macabre, it's so interesting." We're going to cut to Oksana. Okay. I wish... Whatever, it's fine. Yep. I have to just do it. Guys, it's just going to be a slow little process, and it's fun. That's part of the fun. Everyone, it's part of the fun, okay?
I'm having a blast.
So, Oksana, as
Yes.
you step out in full color, you go up and you see your lady upstairs. She's just standing there waiting and saying, "Oh, you did come back. I wasn't sure you would. I thought I might have to subsist purely on popcorn and milk duds."
Well, that is what the youth of this town subsist on, so
Well.
if you want to come in, you can follow me.
I was hoping there might be something a little more complex on the menu.
This is a cinema. They have candy, they have popcorn. What more do you want?
I think I want what you want.
Well, then you may follow me.
Tips her hat, comes down the staircase before you, or behind you, rather. You guys get down. The film is playing in black and white on the screen. The people are arguing. You currently see that Darius is up there showing off a big painting.
Is there a way to get in without people noticing, or do I have to wait until they get...
You gotta wait. You have to go in with or after them, or
Okay,
perhaps just before.
She'll perhaps more aggressively than she needs to hold out her arm to stop the cowgirl from proceeding further.
Hey, all you gotta say to me is "whoa, girl." I'll slow up.
Oksana will glare at her. We must wait until it is time for them to go in so we don't cause concern.
I understand. Deanna takes a look at her and goes, well, hello, stranger.
Diana.
Ma'am.
No.
Deanna kind of sidles over to you and says, Oksana, what you might need is a rebound.
What is this rebound?
Well, a rebound.
Like in the basketball that you play?
Yes. So it's like when your shot doesn't go in, but you still need to get it in somewhere.
I do weights, I do wrestling, I do not play ball. I do not... Why would I need a rebound?
Okay.
This is not something we do with weights.
Okay, never mind. You guys all stand there for a few moments. The camera goes to James Breton, sort of confusing, kind of like being sort of whatever. I'm actually gonna roll for my girl. That's so exciting.
Oh no.
I will say that the camera notices the eyes of the bounty hunter narrow, and a hint of a, not smile, but like a grim set to her mouth of like, there's the motherfucker. But Oksana and Deanna have no sense of that because they're talking about rebounds, and more because the bounty hunter hit it very well. But at any point, Deanna says, I guess they're kind of getting restless. Are we ready to send them in?
I suppose so. And no more about this rebound cowgirl.
You say that a little too loudly. A person up there goes, shh. But this woman who you've brought down, she kind of turns her head to you. In the light of the film, kind of illuminated there, there's a question in her eyes.
Oh no.
So, as you guys are preparing to, sort of lead them in, Deanna steps forward and says, you all really want to watch this next part. And I'm not going to cut back to it right now, but like inside, all of you like can hear that very distinctly. And Hopfin sort of says, yes, we are at the time to be witnessing something unique. I told you we were going to have special guests joining us, and I would love for them to step forward now. I would love to see them all. She's looking right at the camera, Oksana. You can see her looking right out at everyone here. And she says, I am talking to you there in the third row with the blue jacket. You hear a gasp from one of the people. Don't be afraid. Come and join us. Enter the world of cinema, the ultimate escape. Come be a part of the silver screen. You never look better than you do. 24 frames a second, in glorious, silvery black and white. Beautiful and young forever. The people in the audience gasp, and Deanna says, go ahead. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. She steps forward and puts her hand on the screen as the camera cuts back and shows the whole scene, the one you guys entered from. Come. And at first some of the people are kind of confused, but they all begin to stand and walk toward the screen. Deanna takes one of their hands, the blue jacket person, and puts it against the screen and ever so gently pushes. The person says, your hand is so cold. And Deanna says, sorry, I was outside for too long. The person goes through they all gasp. And Deanna says, you will never have a chance like this again. They seem to be low-key charmed. And they are major cinephiles major horror cinephiles, and they're being invited into a Gothic film. They all begin to enter. Stepping back, looking at one another in shock, stepping into the movie. Deanna's now standing at the screen. Oksana, you and this cowgirl, rebound cowgirl, can walk a bit further forward.
Can I scan the crowd that's entering? Oh, this is so sad. Can I scan the crowd to see if there is somebody who is petite and pretty with blonde hair?
Oh my god.
That's
Dark as hell. Yes. Tell you what, roll a perception for it. Okay. But you absolutely can see about that.
15.
So plus 3 is 13. Okay, so 18 rather.
Yeah.
You do notice that standing at the thing, lit from like the bright white light from the thing behind as she turns back, there is this girl who, she's not as pretty as Dahlia.
No one is.
But she
There's
has
no one prettier than
But she has the same cheeks as Dahlia. Her eyes are a little different. She's not quite the same proportions. She's a little too tall. But she's definitely smaller than you. And
I am tall. I am strong, of course.
And if you were to sort of unfocus your eyes a little. Yeah.
I'll nod to Rebound Cowgirl and go to this blonde girl and hold my hand out. And she has not entered the film, has she?
We'll say, for the dark purpose of this, she has not yet entered the film.
Okay, I'll hold out my hand and say, there is nothing to be afraid of. This is the best thing you will ever feel.
The girl goes, what, for real? Oh my god, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Wow, I'm so excited. I love the movies. I usually like the romances.
And Oksana will go, shh.
Oh.
You must not speak.
Oksana, you can,
Oh
bring
boy.
her in. Oksana, you step through. As you do so, the rebound cowgirl coming up behind. Rebound cowgirl watches you all, watches you all turn to, turn to black and white. And she watches you take that girl in with you. Alone in the room, just a couple steps behind you, she very quietly says, fucking bloodsuckers. And then steps in, and we are back in black and white once again. As you are all in the film, these people are coming in around looking in wonder. Interestingly, the objective camera is still like switching, so like these bright lights shining on you at different lengths and stuff from various places, but you're all in here. And Hopfin is saying, welcome, we're so happy to have you. We are going to engage in more waltzing. Please, join us. We will take partners from among you. We are going to have a wonderful time. Oksana, you can definitely dance with Faux Dahlia, aka Falia, if you'd like. The rest of you can choose victims, meals, however you want to think of them, as you're sort of pulling them to you. There's not enough for everyone to have one, but there's probably enough for you all to, like, a few of you could maybe have someone on your own. You might have to split, you know, but no one's ravenous in here. Well, some of you are, but in any case, you guys begin. So we're going to do, Darius is like, no, I'm ready. So basically, we're going to quickly do another dance, another masquerade ball dance. So can everybody please roll a D13 once again?
I'd be delighted to.
D20 or D13?
I'm so sorry, D20. Blech. Yes.
Jeez.
We know what you're hoping for.
Ah, but you
baby.
burned him. Yes.
Ah, shit. That's a 14 on the die.
So you've been either side every time.
What's the modifier again?
Really straddling the number.
For this, you guys have a +5, I think.
Okay, so it's a 15 for me.
12.
Actually, it should be a 16 because I'll say it's athletics of dancing. So 12.
18.
18. Ooh, nice. Okay.
Is this Oksana or Madam Ether?
Both.
Do I roll twice?
They're both dancing.
Okay, so that first one, that's Oksana, because she's not a good dancer.
Okay, well, she's dancing this
She's
girl
lovely.
around.
Well, Madam Ether is doing worse because she rolled a 5, so it's a 10.
It's actually
Oksana's
it's an
doing
11
a
now, and
lot.
that's actually perfectly
Oh, 11.
passable. Anders?
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was a 16
Great. So, after the 6 or before the 6?
after the 6.
Great. So as you guys dance around, everyone's doing a good to great job of dancing about. People are having a wonderful time. The film geeks are like, oh my god, it's like I've died and gone to film heaven. James Breton is roughly parading around with some girl, you know. Oh yeah, we're gonna get up to some things later, if you know what I mean. She's like, oh my god, wow, it's like, it's so immersive. Like, he's actually acting like a skis bag. It's like crazy. He's like, no, it's because I am a skis bag. Don't worry, you're about to feel a lot of things. You probably won't like much of it, but I don't particularly care about that. As you guys dance about, enjoying yourselves, Hopfin watches it. There is a moment, and it is being presented more cinematically to anyone. Basically, anyone outside would notice a shot of, as the dance goes on, a shot of Hopfin looking, and a shot of the bounty hunter staring back at her, like across the whole dance floor between Hopfin up on like the stairs, the way that the host of a ball will stand and things. Bounty hunter just tips her hat. Hopfin's just staring in concern. The dance ends, and the bounty hunter well, that was quite the show. This is better than the square dances I'm used to, I'll tell you that much. Nice place you got here. So, very sorry to barge in on your festivities, but there's someone I need among y'all. And because you seem like relatively nice blood-sucking undead fiends of the night, Oksana, you're realizing there's a problem. Diana's looking like, what? Huh?
Oksana is like, just instinctually moving the girl that she was dancing with behind her.
Interesting. Like, let me protect you so that I can suck your blood later. But the bounty hunter saying, so I understand that y'all are. You seem relatively nice, and I understand you're on the run. And though I would enjoy killing, what is it? 12 vampires? Yeah, that would be a fun activity for the evening. I'm only really after one of y'all. So, I'm gonna offer you, she's gesturing to Hopfin, an opportunity. If you give me him, she points to James Breton. See, his numbers come up. His name has been read. You are not really in the good graces of my primary employer right now, but I'm happy to walk out of here and let you all scurry to some other dark hole, provided I can have him in a timely fashion. Otherwise, things are gonna get, well, they're gonna get a little bit bright in here for y'all, and a little bit holy. So, I urge you, make the right choice. Hand over the man, and I walk away. There's this pause. Hopfin is staring at her. James is like, what, my wife sends you, whatever. Go back and tell her that she's a she's a petulant child, and she will never do better than me, no matter who it is she's with. And tell her also that
James.
what?
Quiet.
This woman's trying. Hopfin says, there is only one of you, and there are 12 of us. Are you really under the impression that you can take all of us? The bounty hunter smiles and says, I mean no disrespect, but I have taken in much harder targets with much worse odds. A lot of people say that old soldier of fortune is the most formidable among us, but I would argue I have a much better track record. You see Hopfin wavering a bit, as if she's not she's not sure what she wants to do.
Hopfin, who is this woman?
I believe that this is a bounty hunter. This bounty hunter is going to try to take Mr. Brett from us.
Would that be a bad thing?
I need him, but he is rather boorish. Hey, what are you talking about? I suppose I would put it... As I said, I will not compel you. I can, of course, compel all of you to fight for me, but this bounty hunter might be able to harm some of us in a way that might be regrettable before we rip her arms and legs from their sockets and drink from the gushing veins and arteries. The bounty hunter just kind of... Maybe a lot of things could happen. You mind if I smoke? Is that all right? She pulls out a cigar and lights it. You're all on edge. Hopfin sort of says, what do we think? Do we hand him over and give up one of our greatest resources and have to go on the run again here in paradise? Scurry to holes like rats, as she says, or do we stand and tell this mist walker that we are the true mist? We are the ones who can escape. What say you, my friends? As I said, I will not dominate you. Not without explicit verbal consent. So, with that, she kind of reaches out and is putting this on the other, we'll just say for convenience sake, all the other vampires are like, there's 6 other vampires with Deanna and whoever, like we'll just say they're split 3 and 3. Hopfin is abstaining, so you guys can make a choice.
Do we know why Breton is keeping us safe? Do we know how this is working?
Hopfin has not... Yes, excellent point. Breton is not keeping you safe. Breton is another finger in a different pie that Hopfin has. He's somehow useful to her if she can turn him into a vampire while retaining some other stuff that is weird about him. She has not shared that with you. What she's told you, and I think for the most part you guys have accepted, just to explain, like, why is this buzzkill always around? Her explanation is, he's useful. He's a resource we can use when the time comes. He has nothing to do with this hiding place. The fear of this hiding place is that this is now known to someone who's allied with someone who will, she's offering to take this guy and go, and you guys can run elsewhere.
Is it determined how we feel about Hopfin being our sire?
Entirely up to you. Hopfin has not used her domination on you. Though she could.
I want to say my character, Darius, is, looking like vaguely interested in what's going on. He's like, well, it would be romantic to die in a blaze of glory here, but on the other hand, I don't mind going back to my lair. That's where my studio is, that's where all my work is. Whatever you guys decide to do. I am interested in the color of this woman's blood, though. She's quite interesting.
Darius, we'll just say that you say that aloud, and there is a
Yeah.
there's like a
I said
sharp
all that aloud.
there's a sharp glance from the bounty hunter as you say that. There's definitely a vibe of.
I meet her eyes with too, like.
Yes, there'd be quite the artistic endeavor to dismember her and see what it looks like when her entrails are spread across the ground. You know, you might have seen in my 7th novel, such a similar occurrence happened in chapter 13 of all chapters.
That was a good part. Because I'm like his biggest fan. I read his book.
Thank you, yes. You know, artists must find mutual inspiration from each other.
I am open to new experiences, and I'm with you, Hopfin.
I have nothing left. So, whatever you need. And
Yeah.
I'm decided for Madam Ether.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, Hopfin. I'm always down for some excitement, and it's always exciting with you.
So it seems like you all are unenthusiastically all saying, "Let's fight."
I don't care. I want to hand Breton over. He also
Sure.
sucks.
Yeah.
Like, that
Sucks
dude
in not the
sucks.
fun vampire way.
It's yeah. You guys all seem. It seems pretty even on it. Should I just? So is this all genuinely coming down to Hopfin? No one's strongly.
Really don't care.
Okay. Then I think this is all going to come down to a d20 roll.
Oh, wow.
But if I roll a 13, it'll be something else entirely.
Please roll 13.
Paradise explodes.
God, I really want to roll a 13. Wait, what's my best?
No.
13? Oh, this is a black cat. That's perfect. Okay.
I want him to roll 13 too.
I do not roll a 13.
Damn.
What did you roll, sir?
I rolled. I rolled that you guys need to roll initiative.
Yes.
Do I roll it twice?
You do?
D20?
Yeah, so please roll your d20 and add 3 to it.
18.
Okay.
10.
15.
Okay.
Sorry, what do we add?
3.
So 19 for Oksana
Okay.
and 21
For Ether.
for Madam Ether.
All right. Okay. The bounty hunter's just sort of standing there. Oh, I have to roll for her, don't I? What will I roll for the bounty hunter? Ooh, give me that. Yeah, that's better. Oh, no, I should do... Yeah. Sorry. No one listened to me. Dang. Okay, that's...
No.
Bounty hunter has a pretty
13.
damn big modifier on her initiative, is all we'll say.
That's surprising to no one.
Yeah. With her 25, the bounty hunter will be going first. Kind of Hopfin sort of like hisses, and all of you like prepare to fight. The people you're holding are like, oh my god, this movie is so interesting. Oksana?
Is there anything that we would be able to do as a group of vampire spawn?
Not
The conga line.
not sort of, yeah, I mean, nothing, there's no specific like a benefit or tactic you'll get other than it's all very strong. However, I am going to do a little thing here to sort of simplify stuff because there's so many vampires here. I am going to do a fun little thing here, which is that moving so fast, the bounty hunter draws a strange gun from her side. And she pulls back the hammer and fires it up in the air. And all of you recoil as she fires a bolt of pure sunlight that stops right at one of the chandeliers and bursts forth pure sunlight radiant energy at all of you. I am going to say, for convenience sake, that Oksana, Anders, Madam Ether, Cormorant, and Darius all happen to be standing in places where, as they recoil, they can, like, sort of, like, get, like, half, like, behind a table or something for a little bit. You're not going to be able to do that the whole time, but this light just pounds down in this burst. The other vampires are not so lucky. I need all of you to please make a Constitution saving throw. On those, you will all have a +3.
So Oksana has a 17 and Madam Ether has a 5.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
20.
21.
Say 22 for Cormorant Steel.
You guys rolled really high on that.
I rolled a 19. Guess that.
All right. Oh my god. 50, 60, 68. Okay. Madam Ether takes 68 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
So you can just jot this down. I can even, I know you got, everyone, you might just want to jot this down or put this on a note thing. You all have 82 hit points to start. Madam Ether just takes 68. The rest of you all take 34 as you successfully absorb this. The other vampires explode in ash as their bodies, like, just, like, fall down as skeletons on the ground. And being vampire spawn, you guys don't, like, turn into mist, you know. You when you're destroyed, you're just like, it still should put a stake in you so you can come back, whatever, but you don't get to do a misty escape the way that, like, Hopfen would. Okay, so with this just burst of, like, sunlight, and the worst part is that orb of light is still hanging there in the sky. Interestingly, because I'm rude, that's only one shot. So she's dropping that. She can't draw the other one here, but she's drawing her other revolver, and she will bang one more time a silver bullet, which counts for the purpose of just kind of, like, overcoming all resistance for you guys. Hits you as that. So a silver bullet is going to come at, there are 6 targets, including Madam Ether. Zane, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, Buster!
She's taking a shot at Buster. The one thing that's nice is you all have the same armor class, which is 15. Can she hit a 15? Yup.
I would say goodbye, Buster Brown, but we're in grayscale.
No, it's not quite. It's not. Her bullets do a lot, but I don't think it's quite that. Goodbye. Okay, so that is 16 more points of damage to Buster. From
How many?
16.
Oh, 16. Okay.
6. So you get just
I realize.
hit with a silver bullet that impacts hard, and she just kind of, we'll even say she's like she's pulling out her other gun to be like, all right, this could have been easy. Hey, everyone in here who's a human, y'all might just want to run on out of here as fast as you're able, you know. So, like, the people you guys have brought in, she's saying, like, this ain't no movie. They're really trying to feed on y'all. Okay, that is her turn. Madam Ether, you are up first.
Okay. I guess I will,
I actually forgot about this. This is going to make this rough on you guys.
What?
Yeah, the 20 damage.
Madam Ether,
Yes.
how many hit points do you have right now?
14?
Yeah, because there is direct sunlight in this room, so you take 20 damage from that.
Okay, well, you know.
I'll tell you what, though.
See that.
I'll tell you what, though. Madam Ether, just
Yes.
for fun, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm gonna do this for all of you, just to whatever. You're going to take 13 radiant damage
Oh,
at the start of
thank
each
you.
turn. So, Madam Ether, you can do what you want.
Can I just melee attack?
You absolutely can. You can just rush at her, and you can just, like,
Sure.
try to claw at her. Go ahead and make your claw attack on her.
So that's a d20, right?
You make your d20. You're gonna add a +6 to hit.
Okay. Oh, 15. What is the number?
That is 21. So that hits her. So you attack her. So go ahead and you roll 2d4. Or if you wanted to, you could instead grapple her and deal no damage.
Actually, you know what? I will grapple her.
Okay.
Would that give the others an opportunity to attack?
It would, and in fact, you could now try to bite her right now.
I will do that.
So you grapple onto her, and you immediately reach in for a bite. So she's grappled. So make another one. It's a D6.
And it's very sexy, all of this.
Of course.
I was not
She's
anticipating.
like, come over, as you're just like been so sunburned. Yeah.
That is a 6
On the dice.
on the dice.
So that's a 12.
On the D6.
That's it. Oh, on the D6.
Yeah.
No,
You told me-
you roll a D20 and add 6. Sorry.
Oh, you told me to roll. Okay.
I
never
know.
mind. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's a 20.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Excellent, Madam Ether.
Brain
Way to
hack.
go.
baby. Yeah,
So,
baby.
Madam Ether, you pull out your fangs and you sink into her neck, and she has this smirk on her face. So, Madam Ether,
Oh, no.
you deal
Bye.
roll 4d6.
Oh, ooh.
That actually does hurt her.
Oh,
You
that's
regain hit points though. Oh shoot,
Yes.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you for walking me through this because I wouldn't be able to keep up. Oh, so that is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18.
18.
Yes.
That's a very good roll on 4d6.
Yes.
Okay.
I got 1-1 though, but
Under.
not bad.
Did you do 1, 6, 6, and 5?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you sink in. That's 18 on her. That's rough. However, Madam Ether,
Uh-huh.
your mouth begins to sizzle in absolute pain because she's clearly coated in holy water. So in response to that, as you like go back with like mouth like smoking, and she's like, "Ooh, bet that's smart a little bit." You are now yourself going to take 9 points.
So did I gain points?
You
And then-
gained, so basically you went from 1
1?
to you went from 1 to 19, and then you just lost 9.
So 10.
So you're at 10.
I have 10.
Yeah. And then as a legendary action at the end of your turn, she goes, "Yeah, smarted, right?" And then she just right between the eyes. It's a natural 20. So
Goodbye.
as Madam Ether like gets this great bite in,
Well, shit.
holy water in the mouth recoils, then she shoots her. Yep, so she does that, you just go, Madam Ether just, I'm not having you guys get death saves because you're already dead. That's just not how this is working. Your guys are, Madam Ether's down, kind of just under the sun as it beats down, kind of hissing.
Sizzling.
All right, Oksana, it's actually your turn.
Oh, well, yes. Do I get any of my advantages
What
as
advantages?
Oksana? Like, isn't she stronger than a regular?
Sure, we'll give you plus. Yeah, I think your strength is higher than this strength, so you'll get a little more. Are you going to come and physically attack her? You just saw what happened to
She has nothing left. Yes, she will.
Rim. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
As you run
so-
up to her, the bounty hunter kind of like shrugging off the neck injury, just kind of says, "Oh, first of all, Oksana, take 13 points of damage as the sun beats down on you."
Oh man, what's 48 minus 13?
It is 35.
Thank you.
As you're running at her,
Uh-huh.
she sort of pauses and says, "If you got anything to still not live for, you can just run on out."
I don't. That is a 5.
You sort of like swing at her. You get to make another attack. So you swing at her once. She kind of dodges that.
19.
19. This time you strike. So roll your 2d. Do you want to do the damage or do you want to restrain her?
I'll do damage.
Okay, so roll 2d4.
Gosh, this is running the gamut. 3 and a 4.
Three
So
and 4. Okay, so 3, 4.
7.
So 7 plus 10. Okay, cool. All right. So you slash at her and she kind of winces. You also, as you pull back, your hand is smoking. It seems like
Yeah.
all her clothes are like warded against you. You take 5 more damage.
okay.
She just sort of shakes her head.
Can I move back into the shadows?
Sure.
Or do I have another action?
No, that was your
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, as you move away, she'll burn the reaction to plug you. That'll hit.
Whew.
That's it's max damage. Oksana, you take 19 points of damage.
She's still up.
Until her next turn, yeah. Oksana, you just and you're just like leaning back, and she just kind of shakes her head and says, "Fucking bloodsuckers." All right, so I've used her reaction now. Great. Cormorant.
Yes. Well, first I'll take 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are like, cool, we'll be beefy vampires, and Philip's like, I'm just an asshole.
Yes. Now, question. Looking over at Hopfin, is Hopfin looking like she's about to run?
Run in what sense?
Get the fuck out of here.
No, Hopfin looks like she's preparing to, come and fight hard, but she's seeing what's happening, and she's looking mad, but she will attack somehow.
Right, so,
She actually, you guys share initiative, she's gonna go right after you.
Right, yes. Do I know question. Do I know if I can run in and out of the movie screen on my own volition?
You can.
Ooh.
It'll slow your movement a bit, but, it'll like...
How far is it to the movie screen?
We'll say you can get there, we'll say it's 10, 15 feet away.
Fantastic. I would like to leave the movie screen.
Cormorant...
I have art to live for. I have a book left to finish.
So Cormorant basically just like runs like kind of towards the bounty hunter, and she's just shot
Like,
at
nope.
it, and she sees you coming, and just as you run out, she goes, "It's always the ones with glasses who are smart." All right.
Once I leave the movie screen, does it feel like I'm no longer in actual sunlight?
It does. Once you leave the movie screen,
Fantastic.
you no longer feel like you're in actual sunlight. You feel
I love
like
that.
you feel rough, but
Yes.
you can you feel like you can go. But we'll say you only have like 5 feet out of the movie screen, so you're still right there, you're still witnessing it all.
I'm not trying to leave the venue. I just want to leave the.
But now, though it's still bright, it's like the sunlight. It's like you're watching a movie shot in sunlight. It's not
Right. Yes, but it's not gonna burn my face off.
Hopfin snarls with anger that you did that. So you're out. Hopfin
Yes.
is going to, realizing that things are... Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess Hopfin will attempt a... Why not? Hopfin will go back to her roots as someone from the Die Leckergärten, as someone who engages in the plant-based vampirism of Johannes Gerstenkorn. She's going to try to cast Entangle on this person. So basically, vines begin sort of like sprouting up from everywhere. These kind of black and white vines is Entangle a strength save? Something weird, right? Hold on, I gotta look.
Yes, I believe it is a strength save.
Yeah, which is, I mean, which the bounty hunters are fine at, but not just amazing. Should try to hold.
He's more strong of will.
Yeah, just a little. All right. Strength. Oh, it's a strength saving throw or be restrained, and then can escape through a strength save. All right, bounty hunter. You're not terrible at this. All right, come on, just roll. The bounty hunter is wrapped in these vines, and she just kind of like rolls and pulls herself out, unentangled by Hopfin's spell, and says, "All right, I forget where you come from. You're not the garden variety, or, well, more specifically, you are the garden variety. Darius, what would you like to do?"
The humans have left. Are they still here, or are they
The
leaving?
humans have not left. The humans are still present.
Is there a human close to me?
Also, you take so you do take 13 points of damage.
Yeah.
The sun beats down on you, so you're at 35. But there is a human standing right next to you, going like, "Oh my god, that sun's so bright." I'm also. Yeah. Oh yeah. Please.
Can I grab this human and like pull them into the shadows?
Yes. Would you like to? Okay. So roll roll your d20 and add 6 to it to grab a hold of them.
I got 19.
Yeah, so you easily grab whoever you were dancing with. You sort of pull back. There's not much shadowed space in here, but you can certainly kind of try to get to a place where you're a little more out of the sunlight. And do you want to drink their blood to get some hit points back?
Sure do.
Make an attack roll against them.
Is that a D20?
Again, the D20. You're again adding 6.
I got 18.
18. Roll your 6-sided die 2 times.
Okay. All right. 7.
7. Okay, great. So regain 7 hit points, so you're now at 42. Then roll it one more time. Actually, it doesn't matter. You basically just, like, you are fully draining this person's blood in the shadows. They are dead, but you're getting a little bit of hit points back. So yes, you guys also could survive by eating the other people, who are sort of running around. You hear the bounty hunter going, "Oh, see, that's exactly what one would expect them to do."
I'm not one to fight my nature. I came here to eat. I'm not dying without getting a drink.
All right. Buster.
Let's go, Buster.
So start with 13.
Take 13
damage.
points of it. Oh, shoot. Actually, she's only used 2, so I'm just going to be a dick. At the end of Darius's turn, as you're doing that, she's going to just take a shot at Hopfin with another legendary action, which will hit. So yes, it is your turn. You take 13 points. You're at 35 now.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm at 19 now because I had that other 16 of damage because I think I got shot by the silver bullet.
Oh, that's right. She already shot you. Okay, so your life is bad. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Anders?
Anders says, please, I think based on what we've all seen here, this is a futile effort on our part to try to defeat you.
I'd agree.
Hopfin, I apologize. I am one to change my mind based on the data, but I'm wondering if perhaps we could arrive at some type of agreement here. You are just seeking James Breton.
Hand him over, and I walk away.
And what purpose will you have with him?
He will be dead and buried.
Hmm.
Hopfin snarls in rage. I'm kind of allowing this to play out a little quicker. Basically, Buster, you're actually go ahead, carry on with that.
Buster just says, I give up.
Mm-hmm.
You can have it.
She will sort of pause and say, is that how you... She's kind of like pushing aside some of the vines. She's like, that go for you too, boss lady? Buster, I'm gonna actually just be interested here. I would like for you... I'm gonna give you advantage on this roll because of the pain. Hopfin is mad and wants to kill this person, but yes, things are not going well. Buster, I want you to roll a persuasion. So you have advantage on this roll. You are actually trying to persuade you're not trying to persuade the bounty hunter, you're trying to persuade Hopfin.
So I rolled a 19 and a 20, so I'll take the 20 on that one.
Take the 20. With a 20 on this, your charisma's a 1, but I'd probably say... What was Anders Anderson's job? What was Buster's... Oh, he was a ghost hunter.
Well, he taught botany at the local community college.
So I'll leave it... Maybe we'll throw on,
But he loved ghosts for,
He loved ghosts. He's a speaker. I'll throw on proficiency with this. That's fine. So with a 24, you say to Hopfin, we give up. We can't do this. And the bounty hunter likes the sound of it. She's got, blood coming out of her neck where... dead Madam Ether bit her from, and Hopfin just reaches for Breton and says, "Take him then!" And as a reaction, she'll throw Breton sort of across the way. The bounty hunter will not shoot with her last legendary action. It is her turn now. She will grab James Breton by the collar. He's like fighting back. I'm actually gonna have her cold cock him. That's plenty to just, kind of like stun him. And she'll say, "You are without a doubt the smartest vampire I ever did meet. If I were y'all, I'd get the hell out of here, though, before you burn all the way to a crisp." And then she rushes back out through the screen. Cormorant, you're right there. She gets just kind of a little further than you. She's got her gun in her hand, James Breton in the other hand. You heard what happened as you were sort of running away.
I saw. I was like ready. I was just waiting to heal. Yeah, so I was gonna let it go by.
So she's out there. You guys see her going. Cormorant's out there like, he's just gonna wait to whatever. Madam Ether is dead.
R.I.P.
Oksana.
Yeah.
This is what is so sad. Oksana, how many hit points do you have?
I have, let me see, I wrote this down. 11.
Oh.
Oksana,
It's okay.
I'm going to give you a chance. But actually, this is perfect timing because that was 25 when she goes. At initiative count 20. Oksana.
Yes.
As you are at your death throw, as that sunlight begins to pour into you, you hear this strange, mocking song across the plains. Okay. The song goes like this. You've all heard this before, but the song goes like this. "You got an awful lot of nerve showing up again." Oh, wait, no. That was the wrong one. Many of them start that way. Here we go. "You've got an awful lot of nerve showing up here looking so fine. So well machined, every plate and curve, polished up to sparkle and shine. People might think you were courting attention, but no, that's not what's pulled you from home. You're looking for your lover from another dimension because you think that she's the one who'll squeeze the blood from your chrome." The verses go on. But now I see there's a little hiccup. "Your lady loves a vampire like me. That's some bad luck that's unlikely to pick up. I'm pretty sure you're doomed eternally. But you're seeking the one you've been kept away from. Go ahead and blame that big man of stone. You think if you were reunited, then your engine would thrum, and maybe she'll pump sweet blood through your chrome." But then you hear, and I'm sorry to sing this whole song, but I feel like it's on point.
Beautiful.
At the end, you hear this last verse. "But take it from me, loving a vampire typically doesn't spark joy. She'll need to feed on blood that's hot like a fire, and all you have is ice-cold alloy. No, you're nothing but rivets and coils when she's craving flesh and bone, and since she can't feed on your coolants or your lubricating oils, she'll leave you long before she'll ever drain the blood from your chrome." So you hear that taunt, and you can tell that it was directed against Dahlia. You know that she killed a vampire, and you suspect the vampire sang that song.
Mm-hmm.
That she told Dahlia that you would leave her, that Dahlia was no longer what you'd want.
Hopfin mentioned earlier that we were the mists. Something like that. Is there anything within me that can try to reach beyond the mist?
If you want to, you know that Hopfin can turn into mist. You've seen that happen.
Right.
So you're basically saying, do you want to try to like escape, to just like get away from this light?
Yeah, toward wherever that's coming from.
Because of how speakers work, it does seem to be coming from out of the screen. Because that's where speakers would that's where sound.
Oh, so it's oh, okay. I thought it was like in her head.
It is in your head, but you're trying to go there. That's fine. Okay. Oksana, as you are taking these 13 points of radiant damage with only your 2 left, I am going to take the unorthodox step, but if things go bad, they go bad. Oksana, please roll a d20. I'm going to let this actually be athletics, so for you it is a +8, but you need to roll very high.
Okay.
And if you want to, before you roll... Oh, she rolled. Uh-oh.
You don't need to.
Okay, what'd you roll?
20.
A nat 20?
Oh.
Wait. You can't see it.
We will
Whatever.
never see it. We will never see it. A natural 20. Oksana. It's supposed to happen at the beginning of your turn, but you're surging. You're trying to turn into mist. You can feel this, like, out of time, this mockery, and you're overcome by this desire. Like if you die now, you are leaving her. And you don't want the song to be right. So you feel yourself surging, and for a moment, you do think that you have turned into mist. You think that you have ascended to what a full vampire can do. Oh, no. You have turned into mist. You are floating, and you feel yourself passing out into the... You feel yourself passing out through the screen into that room. At which point you collapse on the floor. I'm going to roll... Actually... Would you roll a d13?
Ooh.
If you roll, this is how many points you'll actually be taking. So you want to roll 10 or lower.
Well, hopefully.
What'd you get?
Well, I'm rolling really high tonight.
What'd you roll on the d13?
I rolled a 13.
You rolled a 13? Okay, so first of all, this advances. So please roll it again to see if there's a horror surge.
Yeah.
That's an 8.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, it might... It legitimately is... There's a thing here. So basically, Oksana is completely crispified. Oksana, you think that you are escaping. You think you're turning into mist. But as your legs have surged out, you realize that the mist you thought you were is just your own body burning around you. The ash as you fall. However... Because of your success, you take all that damage, and you're down, but you're no longer in direct sunlight. So you hit the ground of the theater, behind Cormorant, with 0 hit points. Burned and singed, and for this moment you were like, I missed, and then when you're out and it's no longer the silver screen, you're... Okay. That is Oksana's turn. Cormorant, what are you doing? Are you just running?
No, well, now that I'm out of the sunlight, can I go see if Oksana's okay now that she's here with me?
You can rush over to Oksana. That is absolutely fine.
Yes, I want to pat her on the face, see if everything's all right.
Make a medicine roll. I think it's a +0 for this situation, but give it a shot.
Well,
it could be perception. You can have a +3.
A 15 then.
Oh, you rolled a 12. I'm so sorry.
I know, right? Yeah.
Oksana seems like burned. She seems done, but she is not like, she hasn't been just like completely turned to ash. Like there's still like body there. She's out. It's possible.
Is there a human who's like throat I can thrust into her mouth?
Save that out of context. Yes. We will say there are humans fleeing, so go ahead and make an attack on one of them. I'd like you to roll this at disadvantage. Well,
it's only film sunlight. It's bright, but it's not sunlight.
No, it's not even sunlight. It's like people are like running out. It's
yes, all right.
Just roll it. Just roll it. That's fine. Let's give this a shot.
That's a 12.
With a 12, that's enough to hit a stupid idiot. You do pull to hit a stupid idiot.
And what are humans but stupid idiots? And you can hear about that in my first book.
So as you just thrust a human down, make another attack. That one did no damage. Make another attack. This is, you're gonna bite the person for it and try to take, you're like, bite, kind of feed.
That's a dirty 13.
A dirty 13. That is also enough to do it. So we will say that you actually are biting and you're like trying to put some blood into Oksana.
Getting really old mouth to mouth.
At neck to mouth. At this point, I'm gonna say that will count for the purposes of this as stabilizing her.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hopfin.
A kind of selfless act you could read about in my 9th book.
Hopfin rushes out, carrying 2 bodies that are like turning to dust completely, and just glaring at the bounty hunter, who's like, like half. Oh, the bounty hunter is going to use a legendary action to run a little further, because a lot of times people have that, so I'm just going to give that to her. So she's just running. With this, I think we will move on to Darius. So Darius, you are drinking someone, but you now take 13 points of damage from the sunlight. Everyone else is fleeing.
Okay.
Do you want to follow them out?
So like everything like we're done popping off now. Everything's done.
It seems like you guys have said okay, just take him. But most of the other vampires are dead.
And like the sun's still here, so I guess I need to flee. I don't want to take more damage.
Understood. So yeah, you do take some damage, but you did the drinking. The person was helpful. You push out. You see the bounty hunter's like out at the door. Hopfin's standing there. Like Oksana's on the ground, completely crispy. But Cormorant has like an emergency medical person. We'll say that Cormorant actually grabbed an EMT and is feeding that to this. Yeah.
I'm big at EMV.
Yeah. He has a blood bag. All right. So you still have an action if you want to. You took some damage.
So the bounty hunter's running out of there.
Running out of there, kind of like she's looking back like, all right, she's got her gun handy in case anyone comes at her, She's probably prepped a shot in the face with somebody, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get shot in the face.
Yeah. Her bullets seem to be like painful on vampire stuff, yeah.
I guess for now, I'll use my action to try to eat someone else.
I'll tell you what, roll once for it. Just roll your d20. I won't have you roll both times. That's fine, yeah. What do we got?
I got a 13.
13. All right, Dan, could you roll me on the d13 for that? We got 2 from Moses. Love it.
I would certainly love to. That's an 8.
I better eat this person.
You with a 13, yes, you definitely, the 19, you definitely sink your teeth in and consume. Yeah, no. So basically, Darius is like, oh well, like eating. Bounty hunter's running out further. Buster, the last is you. And I'll say all these things we've seen out there. This is like we've still been in the perspective of looking out from the movie, so it would still be color. Whatever. I haven't changed it back yet because someone's still in the black and white. Anders, what do you want to do? Buster. Anders.
I mean, we're friends, right? You call me Buster.
Yeah.
The blonde-haired girl that Oksana was into, where's she?
Great question. She is standing right next to you.
He puts his hand out and says, "It's going to be fine," and says we should leave film now. And he wants to coax her out over toward Oksana.
Understood. You bring her out to Oksana. No problem. Absolutely. She is happy to be pulled out. And with that, we go back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now.
How many hit points do I get for eating that person?
That person would have given you roll 2d6.
Okay.
It's just however much that is. So as as you guys are out there, Anders, you've got that person. The bounty hunter at this point probably uses one last legit action. The bounty hunter is gone. Hopfin is not following. You guys are around Oksana. You know, there were 12 vampires when this started, and now there are 5. And Hopfin looks furious. But she knew that staying in there was a recipe to die. And she is now looking down and saying, can she be saved? Is there still undeath in her?
Yes, it seems like she's still with us.
Then I must... She looks down. I do not do this lightly, but it must be done. She bites her own wrist and puts it into Oksana's mouth as well to make her a full vampire.
Oh, God damn.
So as Oksana is drinking of this, she sees that Anders has brought this. Now this girl is trying to run away. Are you letting her run, Anders, or are you keeping her there, Buster? The blonde.
Holding on lightly.
Okay.
Like he's kind of conflicted about it, but really focusing on what's going on.
Okay.
But
I will roll her here. Oh no, she rolls a 2. She isn't getting free. And Oksana, you feel, blood flowing in you again. You're sort of you're sort of fluttering back to life a bit. We are going to need to flee somewhere again. Oh, good, you have her for her. Yes. Bring her over and.
Oh yes, it's the least I could do.
Of course, yes. The girl's like, please, no, I don't want what. No, I wish I don't even like scary movies. And she goes, you will be silent. She charms her. The girl rolls a 3 and is charmed. And Oksana's, and basically the Hopfin is like, bring her to Oksana. And she puts her on top, and Oksana, your eyes flutter open. And in your barely unliving state, it looks like Dahlia. The old Dahlia. You see her above you. How she was. She's no longer a robot. She's over you.
Oh, how thirsty is she?
Oh, you are so thirsty, but it's okay. It's okay. In this state, you're hearing her saying, you can hear Dahlia saying, it's okay. Drink me. You see her throat open up, and the blood is pouring out, down onto you, showering you with life. What is actually happening is just Hoffman has just clawed the girl's throat open. But Oksana, you see Dahlia, her blonde hair, her cheeks, they're just right. Shower of blood is coming out of her neck onto you. What do you do?
Oksana will whisper, Dahlia, and bring her to her mouth and drink as much blood as she can.
So you do. Hopfin rubs the back of your head. That's it, Liebchen. Drink up. Drink up. The things we do in desperation. I am sorry, my friends. I never should have put us in this position. I should have known that the bounty hunter would not come to us without such diabolical weapons. Rest assured, we will destroy her. We will destroy her. She may be a hunter, but we are the apex predators, and we have grown too languid and complacent in our film. We must flee elsewhere. My little darling, I'm so sorry. Oksana merely is saying, Dahlia, Dahlia. Say it as Oksana.
Dahlia, Dahlia.
There you go. Blood just full of mouth, this poor girl, like... Darius and Cormorant, if nothing else, tonight will have offered you numerous new ideas
Yeah.
for your art. Plenty of inspiration has been gained tonight.
Can Darius be like a little bit jealous that Oksana's a full vampire now?
Certainly.
It's not to let that jealousy fuel your paintings. Let that emotion stain the canvas red.
Because I like to think that that Darius has been incredibly loyal and he's been wanting this. And
Yeah.
to see it happen
You know
to
what?
Oksana.
I'll even say, Hopfin, like, noting this, will even say to you to, like, come up beside Darius and say, "This is not a light thing we do. It comes with a great deal of strings attached. I may have cursed Oksana by doing this, cursed her even more than the gift I've given to you all. I understand you feel frustrated. I assure you this was not a plan, and it has nothing to do with loyalty. I simply cannot watch another of my dearly beloved people die today. If you wish for rewards of loyalty, there are others I will provide. I promise you this."
Like Darius hears it.
Yeah.
He acknowledges it. He just, to distract himself, he just goes down, plays with the dead girl's blood a little bit.
Just
tries to
starts
distract himself.
painting on the movie theater.
Start doing
floor.
doodles on the ground.
Or you're painting red on the screen as the stuff's projected. Yeah,
Just-
sure.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I hear you.
Hopfin looks sad. She also kind of gives Buster this look of, like, basically, thank you for saving us. And as Oksana drinks as Oksana in her fever dream drinks of a willing Dahlia, which deep down in this phase of her undeath is what she wants more than anything. That is where we will end chapter 85 of Blood from a Stone.
Oh,
That's quite an exciting time.
That was super fun.
I thought that, like, honestly, I thought both of them were done for. I'd accepted it.
Madam Ether is done. Oksana, like,
No, I know.
you didn't need to roll a 20 to get out, but you needed to roll you needed an 18 or higher to get out.
That was on point.
Yeah.
I was like, she's gone. It's fine.
And it was rough because then you fully burnt up, but it was because you were out of it. There's a because like you do technically, like, if you're just in full sunlight, you're just burning up. It's fine. But if you're out of sunlight, like, you would need like a stake through a heart and stuff. You can eventually be. So yeah. So well, guys, that was a really fun one. Moses, thank you so much for joining us.
Super
Really
fun.
enjoyed how I thought this was I really thought this was one that was up your alley. So I'm really glad you were able to come and have some vampire fun with us tonight. And thank you all so much for watching. If you like what we do, please follow our channel. Subscribe if you are able. You can use your free Amazon Prime once per month. You have to reactivate it every time, but use that for us if you can, or for someone. We have other games on this channel, like such as on Sunday we have another Here Be Dragons. On Monday we have a Lost Lore Academia, and on Tuesday we have Grey in the Dark. So join us for all of those kinds of crazy games. Some of those switch off with other things, but a lot of fun is had all the time. At least we like to hope so. Speaking of fun to be had, are there any people we should thank for their contributions to our fun? There may not be tonight.
We wanted to thank Steampunk Dragon 2448 for the follow tonight.
Oh, thank
and
you.
NB23 for the follow as well. Thank you both for joining and sticking around.
That is so appreciated. Thank you so much. We're happy to have you. Do anybody want to talk about things they do on other nights or other platforms?
Yes, I have started streaming, and I finally found a game that I will be streaming regularly on Thursdays at 7 or 7:30 Pacific time on my Twitch channel. You can just click on my name in the chat. The Rose Explodes. So I'll be doing that. It's a lot of fun. It's very cute. I cry because I'm nostalgic and emotional. And
What's the game called again?
Disney Dreamlight Valley, and it's magical
guys,
and fun and very.
I like, I didn't actually explicitly say this. I figured you assumed. Like, I was getting too uncomfortable watching it because she is so emotional. She, like, was crying at everything, and I was like,
I haven't been to Disney in 3 years, which I know sounds very spoiled.
And I nearly decided, I'm gonna say this now, even though it was, because I can say it and you'll get the context. I nearly said in chat, like, don't kill me, but are you on your period? I nearly said that in chat, and I knew that, like, I know that that would have been a joke, but I was like, I will
like
be
that
murdered
you
for
didn't
saying
want to
it.
say it on my channel in text, but you
yeah.
will say it on this one.
I will happily say
You got
it
the power here.
in context. I have the power here, but also, like, it's the context. It's the thing of, like, that's, like, not a joke you text someone unless they get your cadence. Sometimes if you text jokes, people are like, oh my god, Philip, you're the meanest person I've ever met. And I'm like, no. If we were in person, you'd know that the way I'm talking about your diagnosis is not, it's not that big a deal.
See, it will get worse when I am. So tune in Thursday.
Guys, I'm going to start posting my period tracker data along with my...
See how much I cry.
Oh my god.
No, it's very fun and very cute. And I'm banning Philip
fun.
from my channel.
Yes, right. Yeah. From mod to banned. Yeah.
And I will also be streaming other games intermittently, but that's going to be the primary one because it's cute and fun. Anyone else?
Dan?
In other news, I too have been streaming on Twitch recently. I have been playing some Civilization 5. I made it off the barren fucking continent that I was, the little island at the top of the fucking world.
You're getting a little emotional, Dan. Are you on your period?
Yes,
No,
it is that time of the month.
No,
for
he's
me.
just being passionate. When a guy does it, it's called passion.
Yeah, I'm just passionate. I care a lot. I'm just motivated to succeed, and I'm driven.
I should go to jail.
Yeah. Also, the thing about my Twitch channel is that I have made a solemn vow to, when I'm streaming on my channel, to never wear sleeves.
Have you broken it yet?
No.
Then
I take my oaths seriously. Sophia Distracting's been there. You know who has not been there? I wonder. Because I definitely recall going to watch friends of mine stream on their channels. I wonder. Wow, I haven't seen those friends of mine when I've been streaming. Where have they? I
tuned in for the last 2 minutes of yours because I did come across it, and then you ended it. So that's not my fault. But I did see your solemn oath to wear sleeves, and I later made fun of you for it to your face. So I was watching.
I blocked that from my memory because of how traumatic it was that you weren't there.
I blocked when you were there because of when you weren't there. Yeah, exactly. I haven't been there, but I will try to, Dan.
When is it?
Whenever I
think that's part of the problem.
I don't know. I might go tomorrow. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows?
Fair enough. Well, we'll see.
So follow our channels to get notifications.
Whenever.
Actually.
For when we start.
Moses, do you have any? You don't. If you have anything to pub, to push or plug or whatever, go for it. To pub, push or plug. But yeah, well, thank you for being here.
I'll just wait to see me come back here.
Exactly. All right, everybody.
Wait, Zane, do you have anything you'd like to share with the class?
Yes.
How are those trees?
I
Trees and swords.
enjoy botany and horticulture, and I stream the creation of bonsai trees and provide plenty of education through my Instagram and TikTok at Zane's Trees or Zane Strees.
Zane really puts the horror in horticulture.
Absolutely.
And on that note, everybody, thank you so much for watching. This has been amazing. I really enjoyed today's session, guys. I thought that was a lot of fun. I feel like Blood from us, there's been kind of just like we're doing higher concept stuff, and I'm into it. So thank you all so much. This is great. Until next time, have a dreadful night. Ooh.
Bags are packed, you're at the door. A taxi's on its way. There's nothing left to say. I'll give you back the ring. Don't look at me like that. You had to know it ends like this. Couldn't you feel it in my kiss? I'm not happily ever after anything. But don't give up, not for 1 hour. The game's not over, you'll be fine. You'll find a way to up your power. What you're looking for is in another castle down the line. I feel like we've been running through somebody else's dreams. It isn't what it seems. I can't keep up this game. You're looking for someone to rule a kingdom by your side, but I'm nobody's bride. You need to know you're never gonna change my name. But don't give up, not for 1 minute. The game's not over, you'll be fine. You'll find another chance to win it. But what you're looking for is in another castle down the line. But don't give up, not for 1 second. This game's not over, you'll be fine. You'll do much better than you reckon. But what you're looking for is there. What you're looking for is there. What you're looking for is there. Another castle down the line. But what you're looking for is in another castle down the line.